Welcome back to Market on Close. Shares of UnitedHealth are under pressure today, down more than 4% right now after the company revealed it's facing criminal and civil investigations from the Department of Justice over its Medicare billing practices. UnitedHealth is complying with the investigation and has launched a third-party review of its business policies and performance metrics. The company said it, quote, has full confidence in its practices and is committed to working cooperatively with the department through this process. That process is expected to be completed by the end of the third quarter, but not a great day for them. They are down more than 4%. So let's dive into the charts and today's options activity here with Rick Ducat, our lead market technician here on the Schwab Network. Rick, UnitedHealth just can't seem to get a great headline. Another down day for them. What's the chart look like on this one?
Yeah, the news just keeps coming for this company. It seems like sometimes it just kind of can't get out of its own way in terms of this news flow here. But it's been a rough sector overall. The healthcare sector, we can see lots of big potential changes for this particular industry. Tariffs, new challenges for many companies just kind of across the board. Health and Human Services seems to be having its eye on changes to vaccines. Republican budget bill cuts $1 trillion from Medicaid over the next 10 years. Lots of really big ones here. And when you look at the breakdown of some of the areas of healthcare, there's a lot going on in this chart here, but it really tells an interesting story of the winners and losers here. Now, XLV in green there, general sector, you can see providers, pharmaceuticals, biotech, those are doing a little bit better. Equipment, kind of in line, life science tools, no, you're not really doing quite well. Managed healthcare, though, Molina, UNH, CNC, these Humana, these kinds of companies, Centene, UnitedHealth, Molina, just disaster, basically, for recently. CNC down 52% in 3 weeks after withdrawing its guidance heading into earnings, raised a lot of alarm bells. Molina missed earnings today. Shares were down, as much as around 13%. So the general story is just rising costs, legislative risk here. And if we were to look more closely at the specific sector, we can see that the healthcare sector ETF, XLV, more triangular price action recently, centered around our volume profile point of control, the thick red line for our blue bar graph on the right side of the screen there, around 135 or so. We have pushed to the upside here beyond our trend line, beyond our orange 63-day EMA, but resistance at those recent highs and our gap near about 137.50 or so, and then to the downside 130 would be a line in the sand where support has held so far.
And as you're looking at the volume on this name for today, Rick, was it more notable than usual? It's a pretty heavily traded name anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big stock. It's a heavily traded name here. The sizzle, the option activity relative to its 5-day moving average was 2.1 when I checked last. So a heavy activity here. A quick look at the chart, too. We can see that we're very much at the lows here. We are below our point of control. Once again here, the point of control at a low point like this can be suggestive of a significant low point here, a potential significant bottom. But, certainly it's no guarantee it'll hold. There's the old don't try to catch a falling knife expression here. But if we were to consider kind of the more open interest here in volume, the calls, 280 to 350 were the range for volume through March. Puts 250 to 300. It was more like mostly going a little bit less duration to January here. For the August 15th expected move for our options expiration, about 242 to 319. So around 12%, 13% plus or minus move, a pretty big range for a relatively short time. On the call side, we can see open interest was about 300 to 500, a wide range, highest activity near 350 here. On the put side, then, if we were to go to our next chart, it's almost exactly in line with where the expected move is for the month here. 240 to 320 pretty much lines up with that shaded area that represents the expected move by that August 15th expiration here. Highest level at 250, though. This one is seeming more like the market is much less speculative to the put side here for this particular company.
And are you seeing, Rick, most of the action in shorter term expirations, or are you seeing more of the action in longer term expirations?
There was a lot of heavy activity, more longer duration today. I like to try to find opening trades to highlight. I didn't see a lot of really notable opening trades, but the very heavy activity today for overall volume. The call side, January 16th, 300, 320, 340. Those were really big strikes here. Also, December 2027, the 150 strikes. On the put side, there was more shorter term stuff. August 15th, 290 was a big strike here. It was a lot of closing trades, though. Also, June 18th, that was another heavy month for open interest for this one.
Well, right now, trading down 4% on that headline that they're being investigated by the DOJ and trading at 280.71. Rick, we appreciate you breaking all of that down for us. That's Rick Ducat, our lead market technician here on the Schwab Network.